Johnston here. I just thought I'd let you all know that I did indeed watch Justin Trudeau get on what we would call the stand and lie to the Canadian public. But I knew that he would lie. And I think that each and every one of us knew that he was going to lie. So I'm not surprised and I'm not one bit upset about that, knowing that we know what we know, right? But here's what I am bothered by. I am bothered by the fact that he was given very softball questions. Even by the lawyers who are supposedly representing we, the people, the questions that were asked of him were incredibly soft, very, very structured, and they made it very easy for him to answer. So that leads me to believe that maybe Justin Trudeau and or members of the RCMP had threatened those who were going to be asking Justin Trudeau questions. That's what it seemed like to me. There's no other way that a lawyer could do such an awful job asking him questions. Now, you want to talk about softball. There is something wrong with the way Canadians think, in that we believe that we're supposed to be polite all the time, that even if someone is killing your family, you're supposed to do what? Make them a sandwich. That particular ideology, that particular thought process has destroyed us as a people. Canadians all say that they really don't like Americans because they're loud and obnoxious. However, if Joe Biden was on the stand today as such, there would have been 50 lawyers in line absolutely raking him over the coals. I can guarantee you that. And that's what should have happened today. There should have been mean and vicious, vitriolic, angry lawyers in there absolutely destroying Justin Trudeau with questions that we would have known in advance that he could not answer. But instead, what it seems like is that all of the questions that were asked of him were completely structured. They were written in advance. They were approved in advance. Now, Canada, I am going to lecture you. It's not Justin Trudeau's fault that he was given those questions, unless, of course, he's the one that issued the threat. But it's our fault collectively as a country that we have decided to walk down this pathway where we're not going to give anybody a difficult time, where we are so afraid of offending people that we will even allow a prime minister who has murdered our own citizens to get away with murder by asking him very polite questions so as not to embarrass him or hurt his feelings, even though he's destroyed the feelings of all of our families right across this country. It was once a great country, no longer. It never will be again, unless all of you out there decide to throw away the fake manners that you have and start acting like men and women used to act in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. We never would have let our leaders get away with this type of crimes in the past. We never would have put fake manners, realistically just cowardice, ahead of questioning a false leader of our country who's done nothing but to destroy us. Canadians are not polite people. Canadians are cowards. It's extremely easy to misinterpret one, to construe one for the other. Cowardice is not a virtue. Cowardice is nothing to be proud of. Cowardice was on display today. Do you like what you see? Do you like now that you have allowed our crime minister to get away with absolutely everything because we wouldn't ask him hard questions? I'm going to give you an example of what I'm talking about here. I was in Oakville, Ontario, when Andrew Scheer was the leader of the Conservative Party. There was more than 500 people having lunch, all clinking plates and whatnot, stuffing their faces, listening to softball questions. The man who was in charge of the question asking said to Andrew Scheer and to the audience, "Let's get to know you. We'll have simple one-word answer questions. Do you prefer Tim Hortons or McDonald's? Do you prefer Star Wars or Star Trek? Do you like soccer or hockey?" That's literally the questions he was being asked. We are so terrified in this country of hurting a murderer's feelings that we will put on display for the entire planet our cowardice in its entirety for everyone to see and everyone to mock us. He is going to get away with absolutely everything that he did because Canadians have refused to grow any balls. We've had it too good for too long in this country, and all of you, especially the men, have forgotten how to be warriors. You have forgotten how to stand up for not just your own rights, but the rights and the futures of your own children. And believe me, Justin Trudeau and the Liberal Party of Canada have taken your children's future away from them, and you let them do it.